I have struggled for a long time with my identity. I sometimes don't feel like I have a firm grasp of who I am or how I would act in the hypothetical situations, things I've never been through. And perhaps that's because I haven't put myself in enough dangerous positions or positions that challenge my core beliefs about myself. One of the core beliefs I have about myself is that I am not good enough. That I'm not good enough. That's it. This has led me to avoid situations where I might be rejected or to walk away from potential relationships where I feel like it might be getting too close and where I feel like I could be hurt. Recently, I've been getting recommended a lot of smaller channels on YouTube, which I think is great. I think the YouTube algorithm has changed a bit for 2025, where a lot of these channels are being recommended because it, of course, is beneficial for YouTube to be able to make ads off of more videos, more content creators. I specifically just came across this person called Bailey Schildbach. I watched her very latest video, which came out about 6 hours ago at the time of filming this, and her very first video, which is about 3 months ago. She already has about 5,000 subscribers, which I think is amazing. She's very blunt. She talked about in one of her videos that she struggled for a long time with feeling small, and like the world has taught her to not speak too loud, and that when she started talking on YouTube and making these videos, that she felt like she was able to be heard, and that it was very healing for her to be able to just speak her truth and how she feels about the world. That kind of led me to think that maybe I have never loved anything ever in my life. I think this weird relationship I have with myself, that I don't exactly know who I am, it's made it hard for me to experience true relationships or allow myself to open up enough to people to be able to receive love and give it equally. After watching her video, I wrote something down in my little journal. I got this from my coworker. Here's what I wrote. I don't know if I have ever loved anything ever. Do I love the needs a person is able to fulfill for me? I do not consider myself to be a giving person. I struggle to give gifts. Is that because I struggle with perfectionism? Is it because my capacity to love has been hindered? I used to fantasize about saving somebody from a burning building. Does that reflect how I have convinced myself that I am not worthy of love, and that the only path toward acceptance is a heroic sacrifice? On the other end, I struggle to mirror others' emotions. I deflect and make jokes and never know what to say. Am I enough, worthy of attunement, when I don't perceive myself to be capable of it? I think for whatever reason, whatever weird reasons, perhaps it's my relationship with my parents, perhaps it was the time I was broken up with by my 8th grade girlfriend. I don't know. But for whatever reason, I struggle to know who I am. I struggle to know myself on a deep level, and I struggle to externalize that and talk to other people in a way that makes them understand who I am. And I think that also has an effect on how I'm able to relate to other people, because I'm not able to, I relate to Bailey a lot because I've learned that it's easier and it's the path of least resistance to just not speak my mind to, well, especially to strangers, which, well, I think is very adaptive, because if you don't know somebody, it's a lot more beneficial and you avoid getting hurt if you don't actually say weird shit, Does that make sense? In the process of being unable to speak my mind and these very deep truths that I find to be true, I've rarely allowed myself to just expose these deeper parts of myself and verbalize them in a way that seems to be consistent and clear. I struggle to be concise. I struggle to form sentences without my brain stopping and thinking about if what I'm saying actually makes sense. I can't just flow. It's hard. Right now, it's really hard for me to just talk to this camera. I know it's just a camera, but my mind is trying to fill in the gaps where my brain is. See, I can't verbalize it. And I'm going to edit this down. I'm going to edit it down. It's going to seem somewhat comprehensible. It's going to make some sense because I'm going to edit it down and get rid of some of the weird parts where I just stop talking or stutter or whatever. It's this difficulty I have with verbalizing my thoughts, and that's kind of led me to just give up engaging with people altogether, because I feel like what I am going to say is not worth it, not good enough. because it doesn't make sense. And I have this deep mistrust of everything that comes out of my mouth. I know it's somewhat normal to absorb the personalities of the people you're closest to. I think I'm an amalgamation of all of my friends, but I think there's a healthy cutoff. You can absorb their personalities to an extent, but at some point it becomes enmeshment and dependency. And that's something I struggle with a lot. Sometimes I feel like I have to verbalize everything right now, or it's never going to get said because I'm going to forget it, or I'm going to convince myself that it's not worth it to speak my thoughts. And that's something I struggle with. I'm very glad that I've been recommended smaller YouTube channels because I think a lot of them are people just being authentic, just saying what they think is true without lots of edits, and like it's more or less just stream of consciousness broken up. But I'm very thankful for that. I know there are people out there that can relate to this. And yeah, I guess that's just something I struggle with, and happy whatever day you're watching this on. For me, it's Friday. Maybe I'll upload this on Friday. I have no idea. Anyway, those are my thoughts for today. Thanks for watching.